deplore the tone of his campaign and the inflammatory rhetoric that he is using to divide people, and his going after groups of people with hateful, incendiary rhetoric. So nothing really surprises me anymore. I don't know that he has any boundaries at all.
First I thought she was talking about Barack Obama, but then I realized she could be talking about herself. Isn't this the woman who said Republicans are her enemies, that they're like the terrorist groups in Iran? Didn't she say that? And now she just doesn't understand. She just doesn't understand the divisiveness and the hatefulness when she and Barack Obama have been doing it their whole careers. Joining us now on the Malzberg panel is Elura Nanos. She is, of course, attorney, author of How to Talk to Your Lawyer, and Adam Thompson, senior partner, law offices of Adam M. Thompson, criminal defense attorney, syndicated talk show host. So, Adam, I don't know, who would, she's talking about Donald Trump, obviously. We just had Bill Kristol on, who finds it rich that Hillary Clinton, who he says has, talked in many negative ways about the Clinton women and has trashed General Petraeus, and I'll add, has said those things about Republicans being her enemies and they're like terrorists, etc. She just doesn't understand the divisiveness. Poor little Hillary. Adam?
Those who live in glass houses should not throw stones. Let's use some more rhetoric in the cliche terms. Listen, it's ridiculous. Everybody runs their campaign their own way. If she doesn't like how Donald Trump campaigns, great. She doesn't have to campaign that way. But if this is how he's communicating with the people that support him, and it's resonating with that part of the voting populace, then fine. She doesn't have to do it. She could speak out against it. She could condemn it. She could agree with it. She could do whatever she wants. But it is hypocritical that she's taking this position. It seems that if you want to criticize what is coming from a certain group or party, it's okay. And other people do it, it's not okay.
Right,
that I don't like.
What about it, Laura?
Well, I feel like even if you don't like Hillary Clinton and you don't agree with her policies, there is no way that you can possibly equate Hillary Clinton's campaign to Donald Trump's. There's just no comparison. Of course, there's always going to be negative campaigning on every front with every candidate on some level. But there is no way that Hillary Clinton could possibly be accused of doing the kind of ridiculous grandstanding and hate-mongering that Donald Trump is doing. There's just no way of interpreting her statements.
All right, well, how about when she accused falsely that ISIS is going around showing videos of Donald Trump, when in fact, a little inconvenient note, ISIS is going around showing videos that have Bill Clinton in them. And by the way, called him a fornicator in that video.
Hillary Clinton's point that what Donald Trump is doing is helpful to ISIS.
Oh, give me a break. But she lied. She lied that there was a video, and when in fact her own husband is in an ISIS recruiting video as a fornicator, according to ISIS. So, Adam, again, it's just another example of how this woman lies through her teeth.
What's even funnier about this, Steve, is if you look at what the Democratic Party is doing behind the scenes, really with the push of the Clintons and all their supporters, is driving Bernie out of the race. So I'd rather have someone at least is saying something up front that we know what they're saying and we know who it's coming from, rather than all this behind the scenes stuff. What they're doing to Bernie behind the scenes is disgusting, and no one's talking about that to get him out so she gets anointed. Let's talk about that for a bit.
Yeah, well, the whole DNC, absolutely. All right, the latest poll is out today from CNN, and as I mentioned with Bill Kristol, this is consistent with all of the national polling, except for the Quinnipiac, which came out yesterday, and Donald Trump has an overwhelming lead over the entire field, over Ted Cruz in particular. And you know what Kristol said? Kristol said that he's really disgusted at the thought of a Hillary race, appalled actually at the thought of a Hillary-Trump race, and he thinks an independent, maybe someone with a military background, someone who's well-grounded, someone who's, what other word did he use, could come in and possibly actually win if it were Hillary against Donald. What do you think, Elura?
I think that that's actually possible, because what you have is Donald Trump is a really extreme figure that I think lots of reasonable people just aren't even considering him an option because he seems just so extreme and
not really, but and Hillary is what? What is she?
Well, and I think that people who agree with her politics will vote for her, and people who don't really have a reasonable alternative. And I think that that point is well taken. That a third party who comes in and seems more reasonable, but basically just isn't Hillary Clinton, stands a real chance.
See, Adam, I think if Donald Trump goes up, either whether it's Trump or Rubio or Cruz up there on a stage with Hillary, she's going to have to be, playing the grandmother, woman, poor. You can't talk like that to me. You wouldn't say that to a man, because she's going to get creamed by a master debater, probably the best debater we've seen, and Cruz, or Rubio, who represents new versus old and has a great vision and life story to tell, or Donald Trump, who will pull no punches whatsoever. I think she's toast no matter who's up there with her of those three.
Well, she has so many minefields that she has to get through, and against a skilled debater who will pick apart each different problem that she faced while she was senator, while she was secretary of state, while she was the first lady even. There's so many different areas of where she failed doing things or getting things accomplished, and things just blew up in her face. And then forget all the different lying and the email scandals and everything else. There's so much to attack. Where to start and where to end will be the big question.
I don't know,
but
Adam.
she's going to get harmed.
Adam, I don't know. Did you ever see Hillary Clinton debate? She's pretty damn good. I think that she'll chop up Rubio into a million pieces.
Yeah, I don't think
She was the
so.
front runner and lost to Obama, who was an unknown.
Well, yeah, I don't think
Think
so.
your thoughts.
Who has
Unknown.
she ever debated? Bernie Sanders, who says that I agree with Hillary. Please, she's having a real tough time up there. Hey, we're coming back. Don't go away. Part 2 of the panel here on Newsmax TV. All right, folks, we are back with the Malzberg panel. Easy for me to say. Adam Thompson and Elura Nanos. I want to put up a cartoon that I discussed with Bill Crystal in the previous segment. And this was in the Washington Post, put this up, among others, and Telneos, who Crystal said is not a very good cartoonist. And it depicts Ted Cruz's daughters as trained monkeys. I really, Elura, haven't seen the outrage. I know if they put up one of Chelsea Clinton. Isn't Chelsea Clinton still 12 years old? Because that's how people say you can't talk about her still. Chelsea Clinton or God forbid, of course, the Obama daughters. And none of those kids should be Chelsea's not a kid anymore, should be made fun of or brought into the campaign. But to put up Cruz's daughters as monkeys?
No, look, I agree. I think it's disgusting when children are used in any way. However, I would like to just point something out. That cartoon doesn't actually make fun of the children. It makes fun of Ted Cruz's own use of his own children, which, frankly, I find far more disturbing.
He had them, excuse me, when Bill de Blasio ran for mayor of New York and brought his black wife and black children on stage, was he using them? Were you disgusted?
Listen,
Were you disgusted, and was he using them?
I don't like it when people do
so
that.
Is the answer yes?
I didn't like it when he did it, and I don't like this. But I will say this. These are not adults. These are little kids. You have, in his ad, you have a 6-year-old pretending that she understands what it means to be debating bills on the Senate floor. It's ridiculous.
He was reading a story to them in the video, for crying out loud. Adam, this is insane.
Listen, politicians use any advantage they can in ads. And I have no problem with candidates bringing family members into ads because it's who they are. How do you separate a person from his family? If someone's a single candidate as compared to someone who's a family man, then he has different experiences that he's lived in his life as a dad of children or a spouse.
Elura,
who that person should be reflected in ads. I got no problem with it.
I'm not
the
bringing my kids
cartoon was disgusting. No. You should never make fun or bring in the person's family, even if they invoke them or bring them in the ad. I think that's
right. The ad
wrong.
doesn't make fun of the kids. The ad makes fun of Ted Cruz.
It makes fun. It has his daughters portrayed as two monkeys. You're the only one I've heard say this, but let me ask you another question. Hillary's already referenced her granddaughter. She's referenced her.
Go ahead and reference. I have no problem with anybody referencing.
All right. Question.
Yeah.
If Hillary's granddaughter appears in a commercial, even if she's held by Chelsea, does that mean a cartoonist could draw her as the kid as a monkey?
I don't think she should be in the commercial, and I don't think the cartoonist should draw her, period. I think it works on both sides. This is not a
But
partisan
you're
issue.
defending the cartoonist, what she did
I'm
here.
not defending the cartoonist. I don't think the cartoonist should have done it. But what I think the cartoon is about is criticizing Cruz's own misuse of his own children. That's what I think it's about. It's not making fun of the children.
Maybe we should charge him with child abuse, which leads me to this very quickly. We have a move underway, a bill in the Senate to track. They want to make internet companies track terrorists the way they track child pornographers using the same standards and technologies. Adam, is it doable and should it be done?
Well, anything's doable with the government because they have the means to make any of these things happen. But should we sacrifice more personal freedoms for security measures? I have no problem if you're targeting criminals like child pornographers and if you're going after pedophiles. And if there's a way of doing it without infringing on the rights of citizens to track terrorists, great. But can that be done? I don't know. I'm already so upset that so many of our rights are trampled and there's so many different agencies spying on our emails, our texts.
All right,
our
Elura, your turn. Last word.
My concern is that it just may not work because it may provide a disincentive for the internet companies to actually comply with it and to pay attention because they may be more worried that they're going to get in trouble for not seeing it. So my concern really is just that it might not work because child pornography and terrorism are not really the same type of crime when it comes to prostitution.
Interesting conversation. Have a Merry Christmas, both of you, and we'll speak to you very, very soon. Up next, National Security Analyst, Clarion Project, Ryan Morrow, and we're going to talk about Chris Christie. You're going to be shocked. Don't go away. You know, President Obama has repeatedly bypassed the legitimate constitutional powers of Congress and exercised his executive power to fundamentally transform America. This is precisely what Dick Morris reveals in his #1 bestseller, Power Grab, Obama's Plan for a One-Party Nation. In Power Grab, Dick Morris says Obama's plan is larger than just pushing a liberal agenda. Instead, he wants to put the Republican Party out of business and make America a one-party state. Using immigration and entitlement programs like Obamacare, the president is tipping our delicate bipartisan political balance heavily in favor of the Democrats. Power Grab exposes the Obama administration's true agenda. It's a powerful book you must read as we approach the 2016 election. Dick Morris's best-selling book, Power Grab, is available at bookstores everywhere, but act now to take advantage of our special offer and save $15 off the cover price. Just go online to powergrab411.com or call our toll-free number, 800-953-1812. That's 800-953-1812. Call right now to get your copy of Power Grab and save $15 off the cover price.